Hello and welcome to my vlog, Vlog008. Today I'm doing things a little bit differently. I've tried to record this vlog numerous times. I'm gonna say good 15, 16 times throughout the year. You can see that Vlog007 has, I don't know, came out months and months ago, and since then I haven't been able to release one. Every time I record one, there's something I'm not happy with. I recorded one a few nights ago and I looked very tired and I didn't like that. So today, I'm going to go ahead and record a vlog, but I'm going to show you my Stardew Valley game and how it's going. I'm going to show you my farm as I'm talking because I look tired and I really don't want that on webcam today or for this vlog. So let's go ahead and load up the save. I'm going to use my controller so that you guys don't have it, or nobody has to listen to my keyboard. I've heard some complaints for my tutorials. And it's day 9 of spring, year 2. Let's turn off that music. I thought I turned it off earlier. I'm gonna turn it down. Yeah, so you can maybe hear in the background a little bit of like walking or something like that. This vlog is about a hackathon that I'll be doing in November. Usually in November I do a NaNoWriMo, the National Novel Writing Month. And this year I decided to do something a little bit different. One of the reasons for that is that I have a huge editing backlog. Wow, it is difficult to concentrate on the game and on actually doing this vlog. So I don't know if this is going to be the best idea, but I'm going to try it out anyway. Yeah, so I've been doing NaNoWriMo for about, I don't know, 6 years, and I have about 5 books that I've written, but I think only one of them I've actually published or self-published. The problem is that it's really difficult to edit books, right? Like it takes time, and it takes a lot of effort, and I'm editing one book, and I've been editing it for like the whole year, and I keep getting stuck. I mean, imagine having like a writer's block, except with editing. That's pretty much how I feel, and it's really difficult to trudge through it. So this year I decided to not add to my already humongous backlog of books to edit, and I decided to do a hackathon. I will still be participating in NaNoWriMo in some ways. There is a podcast I listen to called Type Hammer, and the community has decided to do like a Franken Nano project. I really like the name, but it's basically the idea of doing NaNoWriMo collaboratively. I'll be writing a story every week of the month, and I will be sharing that story with my fellow writers. And I think there's about 7 of us, so we basically have what is like a 1,700 word requirement on each story per week, rather than 1,700 word requirement per day to finish that NaNoWriMo. Yeah, and we kind of pick topics, and so I think it's going to be a pretty exciting project. But that leaves me with a good deal of time to do other things. Well, I don't get a lot of personal time, but obviously I get enough to make a vlog and do other things. So I'm kind of really looking forward to participating in that. I got an email a few days ago, or I guess like a week ago, from indie hackers, and I follow indie hackers. I'm subscribed to their newsletter. I really like it. I don't have a product out or anything. I'm not building anything, at least actively currently, and I think that's okay. But I've been wanting to build something, and I think that's kind of the important part here. I've been wanting to build something. I've been wanting to build a product. I tried to build a oh, I need 5 golden parsnips. Okay, I need to grow more parsnips. Yeah, so I tried to build a product called Omen, which is a markdown editor, and that has kind of like a little bit crashed and burned, mainly because of just, I don't know, getting stuck in some small details, and the lack of third-party libraries for the framework that I chose to write that markdown editor with. And so I wanted to start with a clean from clean slate. What day is it today? Today is the 1st of November, actually. And let's get like 20 of these, just to make sure I get like 5 golden ones. And let's get good fertilizer. Alright. Yeah. So I got an email about a week ago from Indie Hackers, and Indie Hackers said that, hey, we are hosting a hackathon this month for prizes and stuff, but they're wanting to build a community around this hackathon, which I think is great because it's really hard to build a community around these things. And they're partnering with ProductHunt, and they're gonna be they have some like goodies if you join. If I remember reading it correctly, the goodies are basically like I don't know, free trials or free memberships in certain places, and free licenses, or even like limited licensing for certain things, extended trials, stuff like that, just so you can get a little bit of that extra help. And I really wanted some of that extra help, and I'm really looking forward to the community. And the way it was described, it really sounded like NaNoWriMo, except for building products. Just sprint, building a really good quality product, have something done at the end of the month that you can showcase. I'm definitely not going after the prize. I think the prize should be reserved for somebody, I guess, I almost want to say more serious, who's more serious about it. I think, though, that may be a little bit of a fallacy. It's not that I'm not serious. I guess I'm just not really confident in my product ideas, and I think that's okay. I'm working on it. So that's what I'm going to be doing this month. I'm wanting to just build a nice little simple product. I've had some ideas over the past few months, and this really gives me an incentive to get into it. All right. I guess you're wondering why I'm planting all these plants in this weird pattern is because it fits the cheapest sprinklers, and I didn't know how to make refined quartz when I started this season. I didn't know at all, and so I ended up with this really strange grid that's difficult to water with a watering can, but it's perfect for the cheap sprinklers. I think I'm gonna have to go hunt in the dungeons for more copper and silver. Yeah, a little bit of an aside here. Let's see. Oh no, that's not the right place. Okay. Is that the right place? Yeah. Okay. So I have some ideas. I kind of wanted to share them with my viewership here for what products I want to build. I am really excited about doing this. I've been talking about this for a while. Even my wife is supportive of it. Not that she wouldn't be supportive, but she's like, hey, you should really build something, and I am. So I think that's pretty exciting. So the first product that I had an idea for was rebuilding my Markdown editor from scratch. I have a lot of the logic that I can reuse. The problem with a lot of the stuff that I'll be working on, did I miss the tile? No. Yeah. Is that I just need to start over. I can't use the framework I used. I used Angular 2, and there were some issues with the integration with like CodeMirror or some of these other third-party libraries for Markdown editing. And so I wanted to start with React, because React has like 4 or 5 really good Markdown editors that allow you to dig deep into the innards of those libraries and hook into all kinds of cool stuff. So my idea was to rebuild Omen, the Markdown editor. Now when I say rebuild, I was also thinking maybe change it feature-wise. I'm not super dead set on being it a desktop app anymore, or if I do want it to be a desktop app, I'm not super set on making it an integrated writing environment. I think that's what I called it. Or Omen basically stands for Object Markdown Environment Notebook or something, some really weird name just to fit that acronym. And I'm not dead set on that anymore. I was thinking, even just a beautiful, simple Markdown editor would be great. I haven't found one out in the wild for Windows that I really liked, which is why I built this in the first place. And if you have any recommendations, just please leave them below. But every single Markdown editor that I've looked at lacks in some way, and usually it lacks in the way that I like being able to have like a sidebar with all of the files available in a certain folder, like I do with for like programming, because that's how I organize all of my writing. I have a folder and I have a ton of Markdown files. That's how I wrote a book. That's how I did a bunch of this stuff. What did I just pick up? I picked up a potato. Oh, it's just a potato. Okay. So that's one idea. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I would like to get to it eventually, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. And I'm a little bit skeptical of just how valuable it is. I think that people like markdown editors. Oh man, I screwed up. I screwed up. These are... Okay. Just whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and fill up these rows. I screwed up. I can't believe I screwed up with the seeds. That's what happens when I'm recording a vlog and trying to play the game. I don't think I need these anywhere. Do I? What is I bet it's used for something like making a dye or something. Let's just store it as raw material. And some raw garlic. Okay. Where was I? Omen, right. Yeah, so I definitely eventually want to get to it, but I think that for now I'm going to shelve that, but it is one of the ideas that I had. One of the other ideas that I've had was building a library rather than a product, focusing more on building really useful tools. And the tool that I thought about building, I call, I guess, internally, really, if there's any internally to what I do, compilator. And the compilator will be if you've seen Create React app or some of these other projects, the idea is to put together a library that will allow you to reference a few scripts or maybe a few exported bin command line, a few bin CLIs, right, in your npm or in your package.json, and just be able to say, compile file, and it's going to use some predetermined conventions to output a file, to build it at a certain rate, to build it with a certain I don't know, Babel configuration. Basically just be able to configure a project without doing anything. And I'm kind of excited about this idea because I've seen some projects in the wild that have already done it. I had this idea, and I guess before I got to it, it looks like a lot of other people had the same idea at the same time, which I always love, but it always feels a little bit, I feel a little bit defeated that somebody else is doing the same thing that I'm doing. Wow, it is late. Did I spend the entire day on the farm? I did. Oh man, I wanted to crack open that geode. What am I going to do now? I can't even buy milk. Or the milk pail. That's what I wanted to do today. No. I need coal. Wow. Alright, let's go buy some weapon and get in the mines, because I've been needing to stay in the mines. I died one time and I lost my favorite weapon, and I don't have money to buy it again. But, oh well. You know what? Actually, why don't we just go to the quarry? Perfect. Got some copper here. Yeah, so the compilator was basically the idea of putting together a ton of configurations that I already use everywhere. I have a repo called Stardew, and Stardew is a repo that basically sets up an entire project for me. And instead of having this like repo that I clone and like try to erase any sign of it being a cloned repo, like any sign of it being boilerplate, I thought about maybe instead, oh man, I'm so close. I really wanted this one. This is my usual bone sword. I bet that anybody who's listening to this will be super annoyed by the fact that I keep getting lost in this. +2 speed with a wood mallet? That's weird. That is weird. Level 4. I'm just gonna do the sword cutlass. I'm not gonna go deep into the dungeons. Yeah, so I've been getting really frustrated with having to do this, git clone and then remove.git, and then having to set up a bunch of other stuff, making sure that I change the README and making sure that I change, any reference to the old repo, and then not getting any of the updates or any of the improvements that I have to the repo into the new project that I use that repo for as a boilerplate, right? So that's been kind of annoying. And what I've been wanting to do is just build one repository that I import everywhere. Yes, earth crystal. I wanted to. What did I need to build with earth crystal? Mayonnaise machine. fantastic. And so that's I think a really cool idea, just to build that. And I saw who was it? Kent C. Dodds came up with a project that's very similar, where, you know, instead of doing like webpack build, you would reference his repo in the package.json / let's say build or / compile. You could extend the ESLint configuration by basically his repo was an ESLint plugin, a Babel plugin, or Babel preset rather. It had access to, or it exported several CLIs, and it was really fantastic. And I wanted to build something of my own to fit my specific needs, to fit my specific, I don't know, style and configuration preferences, as well as not focus on React, which I think a lot of these repos do. I'm not a super Reacty person. I like my Angular 2, or Angular rather. I still like React, but I like Angular. I've been wanting to try Vue, so I'd like to have a repo or a project that supports that as well. Oh, cool. Just 2 hits. So that's the second project. The third project idea that I had was building a media manager, or like a photo manager, called Skok. So Skok rather. Skok means jump in my language, in Czech. And I had this idea from TimeHop. So I really like TimeHop, but the thing is that it doesn't work on desktop, right? So I had this idea of having like a photo manager that scans your entire, you know, photo directory, and then tells you every day, you know, this is what you did on this day 3 years ago or 4 years ago, or do you remember doing this? Kind of like a media manager or photo manager that you would want running at least in the tray at all times. And I really love that idea. Just having that running at all times, and every day getting a notification like, hey, like, you know, you're logging in for the first time today. You know, here's some stuff that you did years and years ago. No, I meant to eat it. I didn't mean to go downstairs. Let's pause for a second. Nope, no, I'm not going to pause for a second. That idea quickly evolved as I was trying to describe it to my wife. Into a utility that would go through all of your photos that you have through like a folder of photos and reorganize them for you. So, you know, usually when I upload my files from my phone, they're all in just one huge folder. And so I usually have like a folder that says mobile photos up till, you know, October 12th or something like that, right? And that's how my folders are structured on my computer, and it really sucks. And what sucks even more is that it's really hard to find anything. And it's same goes for my camera, right? Like I just dump all these files that I have, and I have no way of really sorting them. Windows used to import my files really well, that it would create this beautiful folder structure. Oh man, it is so late. I didn't even do all the stuff that I wanted to do. Why don't we go ahead and get this last copper, and we're going to start another day together. What time is it? All right, fantastic. Yeah, so that evolved into the idea of having a utility that scans your folders, scans all of your files, keeps a database of them, like a SQLite database. Similar to, I think, what Adobe Bridge does, or maybe some of these other tools, some of these other media managers do, where they keep like an internal copy with internal tags and whatever, and then move them into a folder structure that makes more sense. So like a year, month, day folder structure, or year, month folder structure, and maybe even deduplicate during that time, or do any of these other cool. I don't have any cool. Do any of these other cool things. And that evolved into even a bigger idea. So imagine this product already, right? Like you open it up, you pick a folder, it scans all of your files in that folder, and once it's done scanning, you can say, you know, reorganize, and it reorganizes it into a date time or a date-based folder structure. And I'm really a huge fan of that. And then imagine that on top of being able to do that, it'll also let's store this quartz, yeah, and this earth. Oh, let's build that mayonnaise machine real quick. on top of being able to do that, it'll also tell you what you did on that day years and years ago, just for fun. You know, I really like that feature on the Facebook memories. I really like that feature in everywhere else. I'm a little bit surprised that Snapchat doesn't have it, because Snapchat has memories, but for some reason it doesn't show you, you know, what you did on that day years ago. Oh, I have a lot of eggs. Well, that's nice. And so once you're done with that, you know, once I'm done with that idea, I thought to myself, what if you can just at least, what if you could also update the tags on these, or update the EXIF data on these files. So you find a bunch of stuff, and I don't know how EXIF works exactly, so I'll have to look that up. But you know, what if you were able to mass update EXIF data and say, oh, she loves me, that's perfect, and say, you know, tag this with this kind of information. Or what if you could look up geodata and display all of your photos on a map in a certain date interval? And it's much easier if you have like a local database, like SQLite database of that stuff, because then, you know, you can query very easily and very quickly. And so all of those things together, I thought to myself, let's just build a photo manager. Like, screw everything else, let's just build a photo manager that scans your directory, and the MVP will be scan your directory, reorganize the photos, time hop functionality, right? And the scanning, and lastly would be last feature would be just being able to view the photos in different formats in different ways. And I really like that. And just the reason I mentioned the photo manager is because I still haven't found a really good, decent, you know, photo manager for Windows. And don't mention Adobe Bridge, because that's just, it's so laggy, it takes a while, and it doesn't have any of these features of like reorganizing. You can view your files in different ways, but it won't actually move the files into a better structure. And I believe that any tags that you set in Adobe Bridge are Adobe Bridge only. I don't think it actually updates the EXIF data. I don't think it also has a map, and I believe it's a paid and pretty expensive product. I don't know if it's sold standalone. Usually it's bundled with like Photoshop or whatever, so that's how I know it. But I wanted to build something that, you know, I could sell for like $20 and be like, hey, it's cross-platform, constant updates, and this is what you can do with it. And I think just for the reorganization value alone, it might be worthwhile. So I'm thinking, like, you know, maybe all this other stuff is just too much functionality, but we'll see how that goes. So that's my third product idea, and I'm the biggest fan of this one. I believe I'm gonna go ahead and start on it today. I'm gonna build it in React, and you know, and I have experience with most of these things, with SQLite, with scanning a directory full of, like, you know, thousands of files, or at least hundreds of files. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. The last product idea that I have, and I believe that I would like to do this one if I find myself not having enough time to build anything else, is building an indie writing newsletter. And I started on that already. I have a little MVP. I even have a subscription list with, like, you know, 4 or 5 people. The problem is that I don't ever have time. Like, there's so many little things that I need to do with it in order to make the process of sending out this newsletter every week seamless. And really, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this. If I, you know, I'm gonna use my mouse because I don't remember. 0 energy, that sucks. Do I have something that gives me energy? That's gonna, okay. Yeah, really what this month would then be about is building like a marketing page, making sure that the template looks correct, gathering all the resources that I need to actually get good articles for the writing newsletter. The newsletter would basically be similar to JavaScript Weekly, I think it's called, or any of the other, you know, whatever framework weekly newsletters are, where you post links, you post helpful resources, and you can monetize it. And in the writing newsletter, I mean, like, a writing newsletter is easy to monetize because you can drop in tools, like, you know, for Scrivener, you can use affiliates. You can also use affiliates for books. So one of the parts of the writing newsletter when I first tried it out was like, you know, hey, up and coming books this week, popular books this week. Let's get that milk pail. Yeah. And let's get another cow. So those are my 4 ideas. This has been a 25-minute vlog that could be done in 5 minutes. I know, because I actually did this vlog in 5 minutes last time. Just my problem was that I looked really tired in my vlog, and I just didn't want to post that. I really didn't like that. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you're enjoying watching my farm. As you can see, it's really rough. I don't spend a lot of time working on this, and I think this is wrong. Like, I think these trees need more space, and I didn't realize how to make. I didn't realize that you could make refined quartz from just, you know, putting quartz in here. So I feel really behind, but I think it's okay. Let's put this stuff back. Let's make some mayo. Let's put this stuff back and let's make some mayo. In case you don't know, I'm a huge fan of mayonnaise. Like, mayonnaise is one of my favorite condiments. Really like it. Like, really like it. So anyway, so I have a whole hackathon ahead of me. I'm hoping not to overdo things. That's usually my problem, that I overdo things. I take on too much and then I can't do it. Like, I have like 5 or 6 other projects that I'm doing currently. Like, I'm writing for a Pokemon vlog, and I try to do a little bit of podcasting, just all these different things. So I want to make this as stress-free as possible this this month, and you know, whether that's the media manager and just cutting down features on that, or maybe just focusing on that writing newsletter, you know, whatever it is. Too young to... Oh, is that the new one? I think I have a few more days before I can actually like milk them. All right. You know, whichever it is, I'm really excited to do this. And if you like hackathons, I highly recommend trying this out. I think I'm gonna let this vlog run a little bit longer, and just get through the Stardew Valley day and just chat about random stuff. I did literally make this vlog 15 times. Maybe I should have just recorded gameplay and then like recorded myself talking over it. Maybe that would have been a good idea. Maybe I'll do that next time. See, but I'm really scared that I'm just not gonna release this vlog, and I'm gonna end up with having another like dead vlog. And the reason I recorded it 15 times is because I recorded it once, I had it ready to upload, and then something changed where I didn't agree with the things I said on the vlog, and then I recorded it again, then again. Then one time I was almost done recording it when I got interrupted, and then I was really tired of it, so I wanted to just do it from scratch. I don't know. Just there have been so many different things that kept me from releasing this vlog, and I really hope that this is the one that I'm going to actually do. I don't think I'm going to do any editing on it, so if there's no intro or no outro to this vlog, that's why. It's just I need to get it out, otherwise I'm never going to do vlogging. Is the mayonnaise ready yet? How long does that take? Yeah. What do you use pine tar for? Oh, a loom. I don't have wool. I don't have sheep, so I can't really use that. Truffle oil. I don't think I'm gonna... Well, truffle oil. I need 20 hardwood and 50 slime. What do I have? I'm not sure what to do right now. Let's plant those wild seeds real quick. Oh, I wanted to get more seeds, but I can't. Stardew Valley is like one of my favorite games. I would say, no, you know what? It's like the favorite game. I may not play it the most. I think I do right now, but I definitely enjoy playing this game a lot. Like this is I love the music. I listen to the music every day on, like, I listen to the soundtrack online every day. Think about this game every day, and I recommend it to everyone. Let's go sell those eggs. I don't think we need those. I need a large egg for one of my community bundles. I'm almost there with a single community, with one of the community bundles. I just need a cauliflower and a bean. So close, so close. Oh, mayonnaise is ready. Fantastic. Oh no, I forgot about the geodes. Well, tomorrow is another day. Let's keep the honey and the pine tar, and let's put those back. I've been like selling stuff willy-nilly, like left and right, and I found that a lot of the stuff that I sell, I then have to use for some kind of recipe. And then I'm kicking myself in the butt. Like the quartz, I didn't know that you could do refined quartz. So I used to sell quartz just every single time. Like I got some quartz, I would sell it. And obviously, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you do that? That's a waste. You could do refined quartz and build more of the sprinklers. But then again, I don't read any guides, so I think that's a part of it. Why don't we go mine some, just a little bit? Why don't we, let's go to the mines for just a few hours. I think at the end of this day, I'll definitely be done with the vlog. What is it? 30 minutes now? Alright. If you are participating in the hackathon, let me know. We can even, you know, if there are enough people, we can start a Slack and like a Slack channel or a Slack chat and talk about products and product building. It's been like a really interest of mine for the past year. It's been a lot of fun just trying to come up with, you know, what could I build and how, you know, it couldn't benefit me. There's a podcast I listen to called Full Stack Radio that trend from talking about programming to talk about product building, and that's just been so encouraging. And I think Indie Hacker has been encouraging too. Somebody said one of the best things you can do when we're learning how to build the products and becoming an entrepreneur is just giving yourself the goal of making, I don't know, making at least $1 from a product. And it's weird, but it is a huge thing. Once you can turn $1, that means that you can probably make a lot more money off it once you tweak the formula a bit. And it's one of those things. Oh no, I need to switch. Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those things where once you can do the minimum amount, like successfully, you can build on that experience. Just like once you build a full web app from start to finish, it's a much bigger difference than building a few prototypes, right? Like you know, when you build an entire app, you have to think about deployment process, bug tracking, you know, maybe user onboarding, user authentication, security, like a lot of these things that you wouldn't think about when you're just building like a code pen, right? And then this is that effort for me. Just build a simple product. I don't know, price it at $10, $20, maybe initially even just $5. And once I get those first few sales, just feel pretty good about the fact that I was able to build something worthwhile. And I did that with my vlog, with my actual blog too. I was really glad when several years ago, I got some advice on building, making money off of my vlog. And once I started making money off of my vlog, or my blog, not my vlog, oh my god, it made a huge difference in how I saw blogging and how I saw the effort of, you know, can I make money from blogging? And I can definitely make money. I don't right now because I removed all of my affiliate links and everything, but I can. And if I put in the effort, I can do it. And I know now, you know, this is the kind of effort that I would need to put into it. This is how realistic it is for me to actually, No. Oh, okay, cool. There are a lot of these things. I didn't know there were so many of these in these levels. Anyway, yeah, so once you get through the entire process, you know, it's a little bit demystified, right? When you're building an entire app and you deploy it, you're like, okay, this is the effort that goes into it, and it doesn't seem like such an insurmountable task because you know you've done it at least at a small scale, and doing it at a bigger scale is, I believe, less of an effort. Not less of an effort, but it's less daunting, right? It's just like, oh, I deployed my application. If I wanted to scale it up, okay, I need to be able to figure out how to deploy to multiple servers, how to have the apps communicate. I need to figure that out. But you've already built that app, and you've already figured out how to deploy one app. So even if you had to do things manually, you could deploy that app 5 times. And then you just, look at other solutions on how to do it, like at a scale. And I think that I think one thing that has really been keeping me from making apps that make money is just the idea of how to monetize them. Not, do I build a subscription or do I sell it, but rather, how do I build that into the product? Just like, I don't do a lot of authentication stuff except for stuff at work. So authentication is always daunting to me as well. It's just kind of like, well, I don't have to usually work on this at work or in other places. Or sorry, not at work, but in my free time. When I build a code pen, I don't think about how's the user going to log in to see the code pen. But once you do it once and you realize that this is the effort that you have to go through to really have it done, it doesn't seem so bad. It just seems like, okay, it's another task on my task list. So I wonder what it's going to be like. I'm going to try to build like a Stripe integration to pay for it on a website, or maybe use Gumroad, I think it's called, or one of these other products that allow you to just put a product down and... No, I didn't mean to sell that slime. Okay. I think that's it. I'm going to keep everything else. Yeah, you can put a product down and you don't have to deal with how to pay for or how to sell it or any of these things, which is really, really nice. So maybe I'll try that instead of trying to build my own specific solution. I still haven't figured out how to make recipes in this game. But we're nearing the end of the vlog. If you're still watching, thank you. I don't know why you are still watching, but I appreciate it. And I appreciate you listening to my ramblings. I apologize for kind of spacing out or interrupting the vlog with the game. The game is a lot of fun and I get really into it really easily. But yeah, let's see what the result of our day is, and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off.